Hello, beautiful people. Welcome or welcome back to Alexis Faye Yoga. I'm so very glad that you've decided to join me today. Now go ahead and roll out your mat. Hit the like and subscribe buttons down below, and we'll flow right into it. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to another week of yoga. Sending that right foot back. Now we'll begin our practice today with some happy elephants. So heel toe your feet out once or twice so they're just past hips distance. We'll extend the arms out straight to our sides for a T. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide. We'll twist over towards our right side. We'll twist over towards our left side. And we'll continue to twist side to side, finding a gentle twisting motion with the body. Lifting the back heel as we turn and letting the arms sway out to our sides. Let the arms start to run out of momentum, slowing our twist and bringing the arms to our sides. We'll step the feet in so that they're underneath of the hips. We'll pick up the toes, spread them out nice and wide and set them back down to the earth. Draw the shoulders up to the ears, squeeze them back together at the spine, and then drop them away from the ears. We'll close the eyes as we press into the toes. And take a few deep breaths here. Allowing yourself to fully come into your bodies, to wiggle your fingers, twiddle your toes, and to let the rest of the world be silent or quiet for a little while. So you can fully be present in your body and in your practice. Now with our next in-breath, we'll circle the arms up overhead, reach nice and tall to the sky. With our exhale, we'll hinge and bow the chest forward. Inhale for a halfway lift, table-topping the back, reaching forward with the top of the head. Exhale, we'll hinge and fold forward again. Now taking some time to soften into this pose. We can pedal out the legs. We can swivel out the hips. We can find a sway to the upper body. And again, with our next in-breath, we'll lift back to that half high, halfway lift, flat back. With an exhale, we'll fold forward again, this time adding more of a bend to the knees so we can soften the abdomen, maybe to touch the thighs or to be a little closer to the thighs. Drop the top of the head down to the floor. Let the arms be loose. We'll nod the head yes and shake the head no. Starting to tuck or roll the pelvis under. We'll continue that rolling, that rounding motion up the spine. Take your time as you ragdoll your way back to standing. The chin will be the very last thing that gets lifted in the roll. And then we can roll the shoulders out, forward and back. And make our way to the top of our mat. With a full breath in, send the arms to the sky. Exhale, we'll hinge and bow forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, reverse swan dive the arms. Send the arms out towards the sky. Lift up from the chest and the arms back up overhead. Exhale, reverse, hinging and folding forward again. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Drop the hands down this time. We'll step, hop, or float our feet back for our plank pose. Spread the fingertips out nice and wide. Grip them into the earth. Now we're going to lower to our mat all the way. So we can either drop the knees and soften down, or we can chaturanga, shifting forward, hugging the elbows in towards the rib cage as we lower to the mat. Inhale for baby cobra. Squeezing the glutes, squeezing the back body to lift the trunk, lift the eyes. Exhale to soften. Now we'll slide the hands up and then out so that we are up past the top edges of our mat. Our hands are off of our mat. We'll tent onto the fingertips. So the center of the palms are hollow and our fingertips are pressed into the mat. Now pressing into the fronts of the hips, tops of the feet. With an in-breath, we'll press through the fingertips and lift the upper body. Exhale to soften. Keeping the elbows up to the sky. Again, inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. And one more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale to soften. Keep the left hand where it is, but we'll pick up the right. We'll take the right arm out in front of the chest, parallel to the top of our mat. The right palm will be up towards the sky. And then we can slide the left hand in closer as we bring the left knee up and out towards our side mat. So the shin is parallel to the side of the mat now. And we're in a half frog leg pose. We'll set our left hand on top of our right. And with a big breath in, we'll take that left hand up and over the body in a big arched motion, all the way over towards the right side of the mat, finding a gentle twist. We'll slow roll back to center, bringing the chest towards the floor again. Slide the left hand in, tent up onto the fingertips. As we slide the left leg back beside the right, we'll untwist the right and tent up on the right fingertips off the top of our mat. This time, thread the left arm through towards the right side, palm up towards the sky. Bend the right knee and bring it out to our side in our half frog pose. We'll drop our right hand on top of our left. Now again, with a big breath in, we'll reach the left hand up and over in an arched or rainbow motion over towards the left side of our mat. Another gentle twist here. Slowly untwisting again, bringing the chest back around to the mat, tent onto the right fingertips. To release the left arm, press the right leg towards straight, and we'll move to our Sphinx pose from here. So sliding the elbows in nice and close to the rib cage, pressing through the forearms and the hands so we can lift tall through the top of the head. Now we're going to find a counter stretch to all of that chest opening, all of our back bending, by sliding the hands in closer so they're underneath of the shoulders. Press into the knees. We'll lift the upper body and then curl back into a child's pose. Really thinking rounding the spine as you do so. And then drop the forehead or the top of the head to the mat. The arms can stay outstretched, or they can come in close and stack so you can place the forehead on top. Maybe you can curl in a little closer to find even more of an arch, even more opening across the back body. And then with an in-breath, we'll start to lift out of our child's pose, lifting the upper body over the hips so we're seated on the legs, seated on the heels. We'll drop our left hand down beside the body and reach the right hand up and over in an arched motion. Now keep in mind, if this is uncomfortable in your body to sit on your legs like this, you can circle your legs around and find an easy seat or another seated variation. You can move to a chair. You can always pause the video to find a more comfortable way to do this pose. Now with our big side bend, we're focusing on our right lung and right side body. Breathing into that space, finding more length, reaching with the fingertips. And with an in-breath, we'll lift back up through center. We'll drop the right fingertips down beside the body, and then send the left arm up and over. Same on this side. Breathing, pressing into our left side body, finding as much length, as much separation as we can get from the hips and the shoulders. With an in-breath, we'll lift up again. Now we're going to flow back and forth, moving with our breath. Exhale, reach towards the left. Inhale through center. Exhale, reach to the right. Inhale to lift through center. Exhale to the left, and we'll flow back and forth a few more times. And again, with an in-breath, we'll reach both arms up towards the sky. And then we'll drop the arms down towards our sides, starting to walk the hands forward, making our way to our tabletop pose. Coming back to our breath work again with an in-breath, shine your chest forward between your arms, lift the eyes. Exhale, curl in towards center, arching up through the mid-back. Tuck the hips under and bring chin to chest. Flow back and forth with your cat-cows, with your own breath. Trying to slide or slowly roll up the spine. Noticing if there's any areas of the spine that's a little sticky, or any areas that like to move in one big section instead of a slow roll. Maybe taking a little bit of time in those areas to slow it down. Really focus on the slide, the curl of the spine. And we'll come back to center, back to our tabletop. And walk the knees a little bit further away from each other. Bring the big toes into touch. We'll slide the right hand underneath of the chest. With a big breath in, we'll reach the left arm skyward. Now bring your thumb across towards your pinky finger. And we'll wrap the other fingers around the thumb. So we're kind of forming a fist. We'll circle the wrist around in one direction. And we'll circle the wrist around in the other. Now spread all of the fingertips out nice and wide. And we'll thread that left arm between our right arm, right leg as far to our right side as we can before we bring the shoulder inside of face down. Gently pressing into the right hand to help open the twist a little further. Now pressing into the right hand. So we can unthread the left, reach the left back up. And drop your left hand down. Set the left hand underneath of the chest. With a big breath in, reach the right arm up. Now draw the thumb over towards the pinky finger. Wrap the other fingers around and find your wrist circles. And then circle your wrist the other way. Spread all of the fingertips out nice and wide. And press that right hand through the left side. Bring the shoulder inside of face down. And gently press into the left hand to open the chest a little more towards the left side of the mat. Now press into the left. Unthread the right arm, send it up to the sky. And bring it down, good. Set both hands down, walk the legs in closer together. We'll again shift back to sit on the legs or move to our more comfortable seat. Now, we'll reach our left arm straight up to the sky. And we'll reach our right arm straight down to the floor. Our left hand will bend at the elbow and bring it to the upper back like we're going to pat ourselves on the back. Our right hand will circle around the body, bending at the elbow, and slide up towards the mid-back. Now, if your hands do not quite touch, that's okay. We're gently going to draw the elbows back without adding too much pressure to the neck. If your hands do touch, you can intertwine the fingers, reaching tall through the top of the head. Now slowly starting to slide the right hand down the back and bring the left arm around. We'll drop both hands into our lap or down to our sides. We'll take a moment. You can find some shoulder rolls or some shrugs. We can wiggle out the hands. Then we'll reach the right arm straight up to the sky and drop the left straight down to the floor. Bending the right elbow first, bringing the right hand to the upper back. Circling the left arm around to the lower or mid back. Maybe your hands touch on this side, and maybe not. Drawing the elbows back, lifting tall through the spine. And then we'll slowly slide the left hand down the body. Extend the right and drop it down again. We can set the hands in our laps. We can drop them down to our sides. We can wiggle out. Or we can take some time finding stillness, allowing the body to soften again and come back to our neutral. Now one more here on our legs. We'll take our peace sign, our pointer and middle finger, and we'll bring it to our chin. Now we're gently going to press the chin back so that our front neck is really squished. We'll bring our other hand to the back of our head. So we have that backwards motion first, and then we'll curl forward. Now keeping light pressure in the hands. You can find micro adjustments side to side. Maybe you feel this stretch in the upper neck, maybe up towards the head. Maybe you feel this stretch all the way down to your mid-back or just across your shoulders. Wherever you feel it is correct. With our in-breath, we'll start to lift the eyes forward again. Remove the added pressure of both hands. Again, take a moment. Big breaths in and out. Beautiful. Now our next pose is going to be a puppy pose, which can be done on our mats by extending the arms out in front of the body, keeping the hips up towards the sky, and settling the chest and the forehead and the chin down to our mat. Or we can find a little more accessible version of our puppy pose if you haven't done a puppy pose before. By coming to a wall, we'll set our hands on the wall just below shoulder height. Then we'll start to walk our legs back until we're really reaching to still press into the wall with straight legs. From there, we'll soften the chest through the arms, pressing into the hands and sending the tailbone long behind the body. And then whichever version we're in, we'll press into the hands, start to roll the spine to give us this space to lift up out of the pose, either by walking the hands in or walking the feet in. Now, if you're still on your mat, you can move to a child's pose again, or a shavasana pose. And if you found the standing variation, you can move to a mountain pose. As we come back to our breath for the end of our practice, we'll close the eyes and allow the vision to be soft. Noticing our breath again. Maybe allowing that breath to travel down lower, down deeper into the body. As we lengthen our inhales and fully let go with our exhales. take a moment to thank yourself for coming to your mat today, coming to your practice today, for taking this time out of your day to do something good for yourself, to show yourself love and compassion and understanding. You can give yourself a big mental or physical hug. We'll take another large breath in through the nose and release it out as an open mouth sigh. Thank you so very much for joining me today. It is always such a joy and an honor to get to spend this time with you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go in love, go in light, go in peace, and go in joy. Thank you.